who's not embraced by the village will learn to wreck, to loot, and to pillage, and will burn it down just to feel it swarm. Hey, boy. African people have a saying, before you pick me, start disobeying. It takes a village to raise a child. Long time parent, pastor to elder, granny, grandpa, auntie, or neighbor used to help them grow gentle and mild. But in this crazy modern times, all that wisdom stop. To lash a child now is a crime. They could lock you up. But what Frederick Douglass says, I now comprehend. It's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. So, what's wrong with Caribbean youth? That's the modern cry. We're like we're afraid to face the truth. We keep living a lie. It takes a village to raise a child, the African proverb says. But we make them, then neglect them for days and months and years. A child who only knows neglect will grow to hate and disrespect. And that is why the next African saying what it wants. A child who's not embraced by the village will learn to wreck, to loot, and to pillage, and will burn it down just to feel it swarm. Yes, the child ignored by the village will grow up hateful and damaged, and will burn it down just to feel it swarm. Today we bright and so clever, all them ancient wisdom we sever. Them African proverbs we long forget. But the reason no children now straying, the role that the village was playing, now taken by Facebook and internet. Big threat in this digital circus. It seems we are stuck. Our children now focus on Instagram and TikTok. No more community spirit, even family time long gone. Every hour our children's digits on an iPhone or Samsung. So what's wrong with Caribbean youth? All leaders now cry. We're like we're afraid to face the truth. We still live in a lie. It takes a village to raise a child, the African proverb says. But we let social media raise them for days and months and years. The price of all this vast neglect is a widening disconnect. And that is why the next African saying was, a child who's not embraced by the village will grow up brutal and savage, and will burn it down just to feel it swarm. Yes, the child ignored by the village will turn out vengeful and damaged, and will burn it down just to feel it swarm. And that is why I say without any guile, it takes a village to raise a child. If you want to bring them back.
In studio this morning, if you don't get it right the first time, you dust yourself off and try again. In studio this morning is the reigning queen of Calypso 2023 of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, none other than FYA EMPRESS. Good morning and welcome. It's a pleasure.
Morning, and morning to everybody in WeFM Radio Land. FYA EMPRESS in the building.
Hello. How are you this
Hello.
morning? How are things going?
Hey, I am happy, highly blessed, and favored.
Lovely, lovely. Now, I just played your song, The Price of Neglect.
Yes,
And that's the song that you won the Queen of Calypso with.
definitely.
Coming Friday, that's the song for the big yard.
Definitely.
How are preparations going?
Woo! Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm accustomed of not letting out anything out the bag. So today,
Oh, even if I try my hardest.
let us see. Preparations for this one. I want it to be different. It's already a popular song. I brought it out in May
Mhm,
before the launch of Carnival
mhm.
because I wanted people to understand what the calypso is. I did a lyrical video for it so that people could literally listen and read at the same time. It's a very
Mhm.
powerful song. It was written by Christoph Grant in Trinidad. Some of his popular songs he would have done in the past. Voices from the Ghetto, singing
Serious.
Sandra. Yes. Karen Ashe, most of her winning songs for the last 5 years. The Lady Tigress. Now Going Home from Denise Plummer.
Mhm,
So he's a very popular writer. And I
mhm.
chose him because I wanted a difference. You all know I do write myself, but you do not want to be monotonous. You don't want to have the same
Mhm.
thing every year.
Yeah.
It must have something different, bring something different to the table. I had relaxed last year. For those who would have remembered, I did
Mhm,
not compete. I was doing a bit of commentating and all this thing during last year. And I said, "You listen, this is the year for me to bounce back in."
mhm.
And we bounce back. We bounce back. Yeah.
All right, and you bounced straight to take the title of Queen of Calypso. What is
Yes.
it feeling like? How did that feel on the night?
Oh my goodness. There were years before because this queens have been around for a while.
Mm,
But because I came in, remember 2012 when I came in, I went straight to Big Yard
mhm,
with I Am Woman
mhm,
and True Vinci.
mhm.
And I took the crown for the first time. That was my first Calypso crown in St. Vincent. And I thought, well, it's queens, it's the ladies. Well, let me just leave these ladies, let them be, because I want to fight up with the men, the strong big
Mhm.
guns. But then
Mm.
when you realize that the crown has meaning. Everybody's taking this thing seriously. So if you ain't get the queens, then you ain't nothing. That kind of way. So I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? Let's go and go for the whole cake. Let's take
Mhm,
everything. Let's see
mhm,
how this would start. And that's what I did. I went into the competition. Hmm. Last night I was telling somebody I don't want to be boastful, but over the years I have learned a lot in calypso. I've learned the craft, and one of the things that you have to be aware of are your competitors. What are their weak links and what are their strong links? If you know that you're going into competition, you have to know your competitors. And I've been trying to learn the different calypsonians and soca artists likewise, because you all know I go straight across the board. I do raga and I also do soca. So yeah, I try to learn these people and see what are their weak links and the strong links and come up with a plan.
come up with a plan.
Yeah, man.
So you came up with a plan even before May
Yes,
because that's when you released
that's
the
what.
song.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
you have to know what you want from what you're giving out. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was something like that.
No, I actually emceed for the Queen of Calypso
Yes.
and I was backstage. So I saw every single competitor except
Yes.
you.
Yes.
And I was like, how come nobody, I ain't seen Fire Empress? How come nobody telling me what's happening? Like, where is she
Mhm.
coming from? Because in my mind, all the artists are coming from backstage.
Backstage. Yes.
But you took a different approach. You entered,
Yes.
I don't even know where you entered from, if it was left or right. I just heard you singing. So,
That's the I wanted to create something. I knew that everybody was gonna come from backstage because
mm,
I've performed there before. I knew what was going to happen. Everybody's gonna bring the 1001 props maybe on the stage and everything comes from backstage. So it was, to me, I think that it was gonna be crowded and crammed. We had a lot of ladies in the
mm,
competition. It was 10 or 11
11.
ladies,
Mm-hmm,
so I was like, there's maybe we should just come from outside.
mm-hmm,
Come from outside because I wanted people to feel again. I post the lyrical content of this song because I wanted people to learn this song. By the time you come for semi-final on Friday, be sure that you know the song, because from there is to bring the song to life. And that's what I have to do. That's my job now, to bring this particular song to life.
mm-hmm,
um I grew up in Sandy Bay. I was born in Sandy Bay. A lot of people don't know that.
Mhm.
Yes, I'm
I
a
was
part of
thinking
MESPO.
Mespo.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I went to Maraqua Government and then Maraqua Secondary. So
Mhm.
yeah, I grew up there. But Sandy Bay is where I was born. My mom is full Carib.
Yeah.
My dad is African. So it's a little mixy. Yeah, so you
I'm
get it?
thinking,
You
right?
get
Your
it?
outfit for the Queen of Calypso, it
Uh-huh.
had that. I think you had like a lot of
Yes. All
jewelry.
of the yes.
So that's the African element and the Carib
Yes.
element and your hair.
Yes. So
Oh,
you
okay.
understand where I'm getting at with this. You
Yeah.
have to follow me, follow the song, get to understand. I tend to record all that I do and I put it final night. I ain't even talking about semis because I'm going with the mindset that I need to make it for final night. And once we make that final 11 cut, believe you me, the production is going to be out of this world. I could guarantee you. This is
Mm-hmm.
the only competition I'm doing this year, and I want to bring the song to life. Like I say, I was born in Sandy Bay. I grew up in a village. I was trained by
Mm-hmm.
grandmothers and great grandmothers. My mother had to work. My mother was a nurse, a retired nurse. My dad is a retired police officer.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the SSU when he retired, right? So I grew up with my grandparents and great grands and aunties. So I had that kind of background, and I want to bring it back to life. I want to show you guys how I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
You
You're
understand?
hooking
So
me.
me and selling means I don't want to sell everything out, but look out for Fire Empress. It's
Yeah.
going to be real as it
Mm-hmm.
gets. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I want to do. In the past, we bring the productions and oh, we have this. No, this year is gonna be real. It's how I
Mm-hmm.
grew up, and I'm bringing it back to stage and wish and hope that we could come back to that. And all we can have is hope and dreams
Yeah.
because the generation is changing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if there was a time for this and a time for this, and we're going on. So I just want to bring back the memories, the good memories that I could remember growing up
Mm-hmm.
as a child. Yes.
You're catching me with the storyline,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm getting that there's a lot more beyond the song to
Yes,
take in on the night.
definitely.
So what you're saying is that you're going to get who Fire Empress really
Really
is,
is. Yes.
where she came from, the kind of
Yes.
environment that you grew up
There you
in,
go.
and the song is personal, isn't it?
It is. It is. Because I tend to make a calypso, especially. You don't play with calypso. When you can play with soca and raga
Mm-hmm.
and do the double ante and the little kicks. For me, I do social commentary with calypso. And it's always deep. There's always a message. Some people take the worst out of the calypso sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's take you back to 2017 when I did Guilty as Charged.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people thought that it was my story. I don't know why they would have thought that was my story, but you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I came out of a very sour relationship and things got public. Yeah, there are certain
Mm-hmm.
things that are not supposed to make public, but as artists, your life becomes public. And I
Mm-hmm.
learned that in the late half because I used to put everything out on social media. I thought, let's give them Fire Empress, let's give them the whole mix. So they got my whole life. And
Mm-hmm.
then I realized, no, Lornette, sometimes you got to pull it back. There are things that they need to know and there are things that they should know. So
Mm-hmm.
right now, Lornette, Fire Empress, they know the artist. They don't know me now because I have shut that completely off from the public, right?
Mm-hmm.
This calypso is going to bring you to show you how I grew up and all that sort of thing. But yeah, but that's as far as you could get. You're not
Mm-hmm.
going to get my personal life again in public like that. I've learned a lesson. And
Mm-hmm.
people thought that the Calypso 2017 was my life, but it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
That Calypso was wrote years before. But because I think it was just the timing for the song, it had nothing to do with my life. So for the people who were thinking, I want to call in and ask, oh, 2017 guilty as charged, was it a part? No, it was not a part of me. But this Calypso, I can guarantee you is a part of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
How did you come up with, okay, so let's sing about these issues, these social issues. Let's go back to my roots. It
Mhm.
takes a village to raise a child.
Mhm.
What inspired this song?
Um, everyday life, I guess. I'm a grandmother now. Yeah. I'm a
Oh,
grandmother now.
congrats.
I have a 2-year-old grand and one
Oh,
on the
two
way
years.
in August. Yeah,
2 years
boy.
late.
The terrible two.
Wait,
The
pandemic?
terrible
You have a
two.
pandemic grandbaby?
Yes, my dear.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I have a
Right?
pandemic baby too.
So and I want to leave a legacy
Mhm.
for people who are going to come after me, because when you listen to children saying, "Oh, Fire Empress, I love you, Fire Empress, I listen to your music," it makes you think, what are they listening to? What are they learning from the songs that you're putting out? So I'm very careful now, more than before.
Mhm.
So I mean, boy, I have so much to say this morning, eh?
The way you're
Cha.
selling it is like it's a song
It's
to
deep.
study.
It's deep.
Yeah.
The song came about. My writer, I have to say kudos. One thing with writers that I've had in the past, and I've never had a problem before.
Mhm.
When you write something for me, I am going to take that song that you give me, put my little bit of salt and pepper in it, and
Mhm.
make it mine.
Put in your fire.
Right. It's going
Mhm.
to be mine, and then I'm going to give it to the public.
Mhm.
So when the topics came about, one of the first topics that came to my mind was the van culture. I can
Mhm.
guarantee that was the van. And then I thought, and then I went and I judged for the prelims for juniors. And I realized that's the topic that most of the kids were going. I think I had like 3 or 4 of them with this particular topic, and I said, nah, if you want to win the crown fire, you can't bring this topic. We already
Mhm.
have this topic being dealt with. And if
Mhm.
I know people who live here, remember, I don't live here, I come and I go all the time.
Mhm.
But people who live it, these are the topics that they would tackle. So what
Mhm.
what else can we bring? And he
Mhm.
was like, use one of them back in time. And that's how we started it. Use one
Mhm.
of them old time. And I was like, yeah, let me go there. Let's go there. And then he was like, yeah. Well, we started with the proverbs. Long time proverbs where they say, it takes a village to raise a child. A lot of people
Mhm.
thought that would have been the name of my song, but no, the price of neglect, right? And
Mhm.
we dealt with all the proverbs long ago, proverbs that you used to hear every day bucket to go a well. One of these days the bottom go drop out.
Mhm.
And that's where the song came from, building from the proverbs and making a whole. I like his way of writing. I have to agree. First time in, and it's a hit. It's a
Mhm.
hit. It's one of the songs. Normally in the past, I would skip a line and thing in competitions on the stage. You skip a line, forget a line. This
Mhm.
song is so deep and so dear to me that I enjoy singing every bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an instance where you're in calypso finals or you're in competition, but you don't really feel the song or you don't really like the lyrics? Have you ever had that?
Um, no.
Mm.
One of my reasons, because like I say, I just tend to make the song mine before I give it to you
Okay.
or give it to the public. So for some reason the song has to resonate with me, right? So practice, and that's another thing, is how long you get your calypso. You gotta start working as soon as carnival done. Start working on your music, because before you wink your eye, carnival is around the corner again.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. All right. Some folks on the live, Shan is saying, "Impress morning, hun. Licks for days, my friend." Who the licks for?
We're not beating them, we're beating them lyrically.
I don't know
I don't
what
know
they're
why she
talking
want to
about.
give
They
people
say, "I
licks.
catch it, I catch it."
Hmm.
Miss is saying, "Good morning, ladies from
Canada.
Canada." There's a lot of
Hmm.
Canadas there.
Yes.
Fire and the Flames, and James is saying, "Good morning."
Morning.
Now, a lot has been going on in the music industry
Hmm.
for this season.
Yes.
Why did you decide to stay out of Raga and Power Sokomura?
Nothing personal. Let us first get that out the way. It was nothing personal.
uh,
It takes a lot to do 3 productions. A lot of people don't know that.
mhm,
And I get burned all the time. Like 2019, I had no voice. I was on every show. I remember that so good. That's the year when I did In Excess. We
mhm,
party in excess and
mhm,
own it.
mhm,
And I was on almost every stage performing, forgetting, girl, you got 3 competitions coming up. You gotta
mhm,
sing Friday for 2 and Sunday for 1. So what you doing? Friday night I up in Evo, getting on bad, singing out my throat.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, by the time it was ready for Raga, I had no voice. And then
Mm.
power made it even worse. And then Sunday now, it's like the voice saying, girl, you ain't getting me back right now, but you just give up.
Oh
And I'm
no.
not the type of person to give up. So here was I on Sunday, Carnival Sunday, 2 songs again, and no voice. A lot of people don't understand. So I mean, there's a time when you have to. From that 2019, listen, that was a rude awakening for me. I was like,
Lesson learned, yeah?
listen, you're not as young as you were anymore. Let's deal with that first. So any cold that fly, you will catch it. You just
Catch it
know.
or catch it.
You will catch it. So I was like, nah, you got step back, change the game, and come again.
Mm,
And then I was like, okay, this year I brought out a song called Sway.
mm.
Sway is another song that you have to be in a show to see me perform that song and understand it. Listening to it, a DJ gonna play one verse and a chorus, so you're never gonna get the grip of that song. That song give me the feeling of electric slide. It's electric. That
Oh,
kind of
okay,
move. So you
okay,
get the
okay.
move. But we had the stush people who's coming the fat in the heels and they can't really move much in the heels, but they know that they
They just
look
moving the
good.
shoulders.
So that song you could easily just
Yeah.
make the little move from one side
Uh-huh, this way.
and that is it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where that song came from.
Okay,
And
okay.
I enjoy performing that one too because then you get the crowd. My dream one day is to see the whole crowd sway with me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it
Good.
would happen.
Once you have that vision, anything
Yeah.
is possible.
There you go.
Oh, yes. I don't
Mhm.
forget about this question that you're talking about sway. Ah, okay. So I did not play sway because the focus is on
Yes,
calypso. That's the
calypso.
only
That's okay.
competition
Yes.
that you're entering.
Yes.
But like I said again, a lot has been going on in the
Mhm.
industry. A lot of what you have said, you have given quite a bit of advice
Yes.
to other artists. I don't know if people were able to pick that up.
Listen, a lot of things that just fly over we head.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I could tell you them because I'm listening intently.
Yes.
The first one is you have to start early.
Mhm.
As soon as carnival is finished, you have to start
You have to.
working.
You have to.
You have to have a plan. Suss out your competition.
Yes.
You're right,
Yes.
and put together a strategic plan. Be in tune with the music. Be in tune with what's happening in the country.
Yes.
Put out your song early.
Early.
Get if it is that you need a lyric video or a video,
To
put it
get the
out.
people because people to me, people don't use the as much anymore. They like to use the eyes,
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if it is that you're going to listen to song, I love that song. Watch the lyrics. When you start reading, you start learning.
Mm-hmm.
Simple.
Mm-hmm. For Empress as a team,
Mhm.
tell us about the team. Or you don't want to tell us who working with you so that other people can be like, let me call this person.
My team, listen, my team is very close and dear to me.
Mm-hmm.
I have one in studio with me now.
Mm-hmm.
He has been around. Listen, he get named the name calling went to as far as that's probably Shiman. Yeah, because that's
people
how
say,
we are,
"Hey."
But my team is very close. My father is my number one fan. People don't even know that.
Aw.
Yeah, I grew up in a Seventh-day Adventist home. First, let's get that. Yeah.
What was
So
that
the
like?
whole and it still is. It still is
Mhm.
because I have my sisters who sing gospel,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
And then there's me who sing soca. So when I want to go and do my shows, the only person that backing me really not that they're not backing me, they will because their family,
Family,
right?
right, right,
They
right.
will back
Mhm.
me, but then every now and again you hear, yeah, you gotta come and sing for Jesus. It's time for you to sing for Jesus. Yeah,
Yes,
it's that time
yes,
now. You know what I
yeah.
mean? You done do it, could do already.
Mhm,
Let's go for Jesus now.
mhm.
But I have my dad. Big up my dad. If he's listening right now, I love you. He's my number one fan. He's been there with me like win, lose, or draw. And that's what I like. Some people are only there when you're winning. They
Mhm,
can't be there when you're losing because they don't understand the game.
mhm.
I have people who are there, win, lose, or draw. We lose, we cry, the tears run. As big men, big women, we cry and that's it. We
Mhm,
got to move on from that because the judge's decision is final.
mhm.
That's the kind of group I have. The group that would see me stressed because I get stressed for the easiest things. A lot of people look at me and they say, "Oh, she's a strong woman." No, I have a strong team. That's what it
Mhm.
is. Because me, I will stress. I will start crying. Till they won't
Yeah.
even, yeah, they won't bother now to tell me if something is going wrong or we can't get something for the competition. They won't bother to say, Fire, this is what's going on. They're finding solutions because they
Right.
know it's stress I going on stress. And
Mhm.
once I start stressing, everything goes downhill.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
I'm done.
no.
You know, and then I look like the strong person, but listen, I can't deal with stress. So I have a team who works diligently with me.
Mhm.
One came on board recently, which is the Nova So Mean crew.
Mhm.
Good morning to you guys. They have started working with me this year. They're new to the scene because they've been doing reggae and all these other genre music, but now
Mhm.
they came out for the first time, I guess, with a lot of soca's this season. So they've
Mhm.
been on my team doing the little, stuff. But yeah, the team tight and nice, and I'm grateful for that.
Okay, okay, lovely. Your hopes for a competition night.
Yes.
Yeah.
My
How do
hope,
you go ahead? Sorry.
my hope is that what you asking? Let me get into my English. Is that what you're asking? My hope.
Your expectations for the
My
night. I know the expectation
expectations.
is to take the crown.
Yes.
To take the crown.
Yes, that's the motive. That's what I want. We don't always get what we want because at the end of the day, we cannot let any I don't let any artist slide. I know that they're gonna be coming with the A game, but the dream is to take the crown. Big up the defending monarch, Mr.
Mhm.
Tajo. I saw him
Mhm.
on the live. Big up yourself. He's worked with me last year. He's even given me a calypso for this year.
Mhm.
And I told him, I was like, nah, I ain't ready for this one this year. I got something else that I want
That's
to come with.
it.
But our rivalry is good rivalry, is
Mhm.
friendly rivalry, and that's what I like. Big up Fireman, big up the whole team of, well, I don't want to say of yesteryear because Jesus, they go,
No.
yeah, boy, yeah.
No. Some of
But
them
it's
might
this
know.
team, the old school team,
Mhm.
yeah. The ones that know how to work hard for what you have and try to maintain and remain important in the whole industry, and remain relevant. Big up all your whole self. Big up Auntie Jean to Jesus.
Auntie Jane, Johnny Finley.
Yes, and the Sun Divas, because I see that they're in the
They're in
country. They're
Ragam.
also my cousins,
Eh,
so
eh.
big them up. Yeah, they did the music family big or no?
Uh-huh.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Oh, that
is.
is interesting. You cannot run.
No,
You cannot
no.
run.
Monique was my cousin also, Monique Hector. So yeah, now you know where the music comes
Mm-hmm.
from.
It's
Yes,
part of you. It's
yes,
part of your blood,
yes.
down to your DNA.
There you go.
Now, Calypso finals,
Hmm.
one song. Do
Yes.
you prefer it one song as opposed to two?
Oh my goodness. Two was good, but
Mhm.
I remember it being a long competition and going into the wee hours of the morning, which doesn't really matter because we just leave the park and go on the road for Juve, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But to me, maybe it's a good because when I would do two songs and bring the two songs, you would find a man would wait until he hear what happening semi-final Fantastic Friday before he go and put some lyrics together and make a second song.
Right.
And that doesn't make any sense to me.
Mhm.
Or they would have the song and won't put it out on the radio because you feel everybody gonna know your song. But that is it. I thought that was the purpose. People are supposed to know your music and be
Mhm.
acquainted with your music. So by the time they get to park, they shouldn't be trying to listen to music, listen to the message that you're trying to send, and then look at all the props that you got on stage trying to confuse my little brain. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
So it makes it difficult. The artists themselves had made it difficult for us to have two songs in a competition. I think that's what it is.
Mhm.
Yes.
Why do you think some Calypso artists, I don't know if it's they hold back, but their music, for the most part, not really out there early, or they're not on radio, not recorded. So sometimes you
Stop
wait
wait
until the
for
10th.
radio. Stop wait for radio to play a song. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. It's not working anymore. There was a time when people used the kind of things people do for airplay in this place over the years, they would pay DJs, you would go into the radio stations, make sure your music. No, with social media right now and so many different platforms. Right now, you could stream. Let me say it in a nice way. You can stream my Calypso, The Price of Neglect, on all streaming platforms. There's the YouTube, there's Spotify, there's give me some more. iTunes,
Yeah, Apple
yeah,
Music.
Apple Music, all of it. You can actually stream my Calypso.
Mhm. You know, I'm going to Google right
You
now.
understand? You go on
You know.
Google and you type in price and neglect, you're going to find it. And this is what I'm saying. Do not wait on the radio to get popular. Do it yourself.
Mhm,
Do your little homework.
mhm.
Get your music out there. Washington, D.C., I saw sent a little mini video that they were playing the price and neglect. I think it was yesterday morning.
That's it.
You
Nice.
know?
Mhm.
And it goes to show, put your music out there. Do not wait. Oh, you tell me you bring your music to the radio and just drop it there and expect that you're gonna have a hit into.
Mhm.
No, it doesn't work like that. And whoever tell it working like that, huh, they don't like you. They don't like you. Mm-mm.
Ouch.
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 Yeah.
Do you think that how do you think we could change the overall look of calypso? Because I think some people see it as some artists might see it as a hobby. Some
Mhm.
artists might say it's not as popular as raga or
Mhm.
power soca.
Mhm.
So I'm not going to venture into calypso because
Mhm.
I'm not going to get the hype or the forward or the popularity. How do you
Mhm.
think we could change that look?
Um, we first need to stop thinking of it as taken. I've heard other people say Calypso taken from soca and they're taking soca money and they invest it in Calypso. I've been doing a lot of listening. I listen a lot and I
Mm-hmm,
talk less. I
mm-hmm,
talk when I think it's important too.
mm-hmm,
Calypso is a root, the root that you get soca and raga from. First, we have to respect that, right? I don't think that there's enough platforms for Calypso or even soca and raga after carnival is finished. You might hear something happen around independence, or yes, and then you hear the calypso wake. That's the only thing that I look forward to after carnival with calypso. They have something called calypso wake where they do all the past
mm-hmm,
people, and they do these. Come on, y'all, create the atmosphere, create the platform for calypsonians. So let's say Heroes Day coming up, we have a calypso show. You know,
mm-hmm,
Independence coming up, throwing a calypso show.
mm-hmm,
Do things to make the calypso relevant through the year, but nobody's picking up that mantle.
mm-hmm,
Nobody is doing that.
mm-hmm,
All we're waiting for is for carnival when one man record a song and they want to make $1 million from the one song that they do,
mm-hmm,
which is totally impossible.
mm-hmm.
But they got big hopes and dreams, so we just, yeah. Don't laugh, Crystal.
No, it's just
Don't laugh.
no, it's
It's
because
fact. It's
I
factual.
remember you said earlier, right? Hopes and dreams. You got hopes and dreams.
Yes.
And then you come and you got hopes and dreams.
It's hopes and dreams. Listen, create. I'm gonna be here. The thing about it, this year I am going to be in St. Vincent until about December. It's not something that I normally do.
Long.
Yes, it's not something that I normally do, but I am going to do it this year, and I'm going to do a show sometime in the year. I'm just gonna let the carnival pass over. I think there's enough shows and stuff going on during carnival, but after my birthday is on the 24th of August, I don't know if I'm gonna go for my birthday or if I'm gonna do it in October, but something is going to happen where Fire Empress is going to be in concert. Just look out for that.
Hold on. Cross my legs.
Yes. And very classy too.
This is serious things now,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
How long have you been singing?
Ah, all my life. All my life.
Okay.
Yes. I started in school. People who went to school with me, I'm big up all my schoolmates right now because yes, they do listen to me every year, and I really don't mention a lot of them, but they are my school peers and mates who look at me singing. You know, when you have morning praise before class start, and they have everybody outside saying morning prayers. I used to be the one who have to be up singing. I always want to sing a song, and then I went into music festivals, and from there professionally I started in Trinidad. Yeah.
Okay, lovely. Now, we winding down on the time,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you gotta give us a little piece of the calypso at this time. Right?
Okay,
Right. And then
okay.
we're gonna wrap up with some thank yous and so on and invite people to Friday and invite people to say,
Yes,
yeah, your eyes are set on Dimanche Gras,
yes,
right? But we
yes.
have two shows. You have
But
Friday.
Friday, come on, y'all know me. I like to come out on stage. I love to look beautiful. I love people know me. It's a drama. It's a whole drama Friday.
Yeah.
It's a whole drama.
All right, so let me start this one over and let's get some
Yes.
a little live performance here right here on
Sure.
WFM. All right.
Hey, boy. African people have a saying, before you pick me, start disobeying. It takes a village to raise a child. Long time parent, pastor to elder, granny, grandpa, auntie, or neighbor used to help them grow gentle and mild. But in this crazy modern times, all that wisdom stop. To lash your child now is a crime. They could lock you up. But what Frederick Douglass says, I now comprehend. It's easier to raise strong children than to repair broken men. So, what's wrong with Caribbean youths? That's the modern cry. But like we afraid to face the truth, we keep living a lie. It takes a village to raise a child, the African proverb says. But we make them, then neglect them for days and months and years. The price of all this vast neglect is a widening disconnect. And that is why the next African it wants. A child who's not embraced by the village will learn to wreck, to loot, and to pillage, and will burn it down just to feel its warmth. Yes, the child ignored by the village will grow up vengeful and damaged, and will burn it down just to feel its warmth.
Second verse.
Hey, well, boy, she praying for the second verse here. Today we bright and so clever, all them ancient wisdom we sever, them African proverbs we long forget. But the reason our children now straying, the role that the village was playing, now taken by Facebook and internet. Big threat in this digital circus, it seems we are stuck. Our children now focus on Instagram and TikTok. No more community spirit, even family time long gone. Every hour our children's digits on an iPhone or Samsung. So what's wrong with Caribbean youths? All leaders now cry, but like we afraid to face the truth, we keep living a lie. It takes a village to raise a child, the African proverb says, but we let social media raise them for days and months and years. A child who only knows neglect will grow to hate and disrespect, and that is why the next African say it wants. A child who's not embraced by the village will turn out brutal and savage, and will burn it down just to feel its warmth. Yes, the child ignored by the village will grow up vengeful and damaged, and will burn it down just to feel its warmth. Listen me. And that is why I say without any guile, it takes a village to raise a child. If you want to bring them back mile by mile. You know, Christal, you give me my song without no backups. You're evil bad, no. She evil bad, no.
I was like, should I come in and help?
You know,
Like,
and she over there like, boy, but yes.
I didn't warm up. My morning voice ain't cute, My morning singing voice ain't cute at all. Oh, FYA Empress, thank you so much for taking the time out to join us this morning on Activated Mornings. It's always a pleasure linking up and seeing you and what's not. All the best for Friday and
Thank
beyond.
Thank you. And for the people who want to know where I is during the day, come and check me out. I'm doing a plug in here right now.
Hey,
Miami
hello.
Girl Boutique, Uptown. Yes,
What boutique?
Miami Girl Boutique. That's where I am now.
Because me just see
You
on
don't see me
social
on
media,
social media. Mhm.
I pause up and thing,
Yes,
see what the
yes.
little nice little dance.
Yes.
I'm like, oh.
So for the people who looking for outfits to go to the different fets,
Shameless
can
plug.
come and check me out. Yes, yes. A shame, but yeah,
It's
that's how
shame.
we do it in the morning. Right? So check me out. Remember Friday. Come prepared, man. The price of neglect. It relates to everybody. Everybody can relate to this calypso. Come out and support all the other calypsonians. Good morning to all the other calypsonians and all the best in the semi-finals leading into the finals.
All right. Thank you so much. And take care.
Thank
See you on
you.
Friday. Well, you wouldn't see me, but I'll see you on Friday.
I can see you, Kai. Want my picture?
Hey, you know how we
Yeah,
do it.
you know.
All right.